Guys, I beg you. I beg you. I beg you. Nami kombela. Galobela. Galihupela nganicela. Ndiyanicela. Please, guys, don't go into debates, into arguments, into discussions of things you have no full knowledge of. So don't go into debates. Don't go into debates that you don't have any full knowledge of, or at least a base of understanding of what you are talking about. Don't do that. I mean, we at least generally, a lot of us in South Africa, have the basic principle of that understanding that no one goes into an exam room without having studied. You know the consequences of that. You know, we all know. Well, let me say all, but generally in SA, the basic of going to school, or the concept of being in a class and taking an exam, a lot of us had that privilege of having. So having said that, you can't go into debates or arguments or into a discussion where you don't have an understanding of how simple things work. Because this is what happens when people are gonna tear you to pieces. They're gonna shred you. They'll expose you, and by them doing so, and they're not insulting you, they're just showing you good about this and this and this and this and this. And by that happening, you end up taking things personal, and you're gonna eventually defend yourself. And when you defend yourself, even when things are said which are factual, backed with a lot of different sources, you end up not hearing them because you are concerned about the position of defending yourself, because you're not feeling embarrassed. You saying those stats are not reflective. How many parents in the rural areas traditionally married and not? Do you know Stats SA? Do you know what they do? Do you know what? Forget Stats SA. So you're saying to me, in the most remotest villages in SA, when these kids are born, where do you think that? What do you think happens after they're born? Where are they born? How do you think a lot of these kids get their grants? How do they prove they can get a grant? Guys, do you know Stats SA? I know the first census that happened, they came at home, my person. They came to my house, I was home. They counted us there. This was back then, before this whole age of technology and how easy things are being accessed right now. I did a research, I was doing research the other day. There's a business I wanted to do back home. And I wanted to find how much do people earn in that village to create my feasibility study. Do you know I got those stats? Got how many families in that community, how many they are, how much they earn, and from where? So, and when you look at it, it's a general, and this is not to generalize, but it's a general way of how we take debates and go into arguments and end up going to arguments, because the base already of that, the genesis of how we go into it is already wrong. You know, we end up insulting each other. We end up, because people can't hold an argument. And it's because of such things. You come there and you say, you put such claim, chestful, in public. Because it means when you put things like this in public, it means you're convinced that it's true. You believe by everything that's true. Because if you knew, you wouldn't put this out. I have a suggestion. I think we need to bring back debates in school. Up until grade 12, from grade something, I don't know which one makes sense. We need to teach, we need to introduce debate as a subject. Because I remember in my time, We used to have debates. We need to bring back that thing because people don't know how to argue and debate and bring back a factual, well-constructed argument and because that's what we do. You don't insult people to submit into your idea. You put facts down and ideas down based on researched and proven stuff and how things work to say, yo, this is how things are, to persuade people to change their minds. By this route, it's not gonna happen, Bafethu. We will stay further and further behind. We'll stay, they know. When I say no, I'm talking about the oppressors, people who are busy manipulating us every second. They know our mindset, it's like this, it's this poor. We don't research, we don't come armed. You don't go to a bloody battle not armed. You can't do that. Why do you now think going to a debate with no facts will make sense? Hey guys, man, this is disappointing, honestly. This is so disappointing. The very same fear that you have about, no, they'll take our country, they'll steal our country, they will with this. Because they understand, oh, these ones are not up here. They're not well read, they're not well researched. There's a lot of information that they don't have. And they're going to manipulate things and take away from you simply because they know that you know nothing. And which is what's happening now. A lot of things are running above our heads simply because we don't know how things function. We don't know how things work. And that's how people hide. You know, that the whole thing, if you want to hide things for a black person, put in a book. I don't believe such crap, man. Guys. Guys.